Courage. Today we're talking about courage on the small series about 5 human superpowers, which we identify as discernment, courage, compassion, integrity, and the ability to be present, to be in the now. Today we're going to focus a little bit more on courage. We're going to intertwine courage with discernment and to see the different shades of application. Hi, Fed here at Lifting Consciousness. If you're familiar with this channel, you get to realize how sometimes in painting and using words to give analogies, context, or suggest and expand different perspectives that we can have to consider things that we go through in normal life, but also things moving forward, so that we can enhance our own ability to live better, both within the physical, the mind, and the soul aspect of our existence. Courage, it's something very basic. We know we can refer to courage as not the ability to be exempt from fear, but to be able to show up and to be able to take action, to be able just to be despite of fear, in despite of uncertainty, in despite of the moments where we feel defeated or we feel uncertain or we feel we would like more support. Any situation. Courage is like a skill, courage is like a muscle, and it can be very helpful for us just to be aware that letting go of any expectation that things should be perfect right in the moment. As when a child learned to go on a bicycle, it doesn't go from 0 to full to completely nail right in the bicycle, so there's many steps in between. And we can apply this to ourselves when we approach any skill. So this could be discernment, this could be courage, this could be integrity, or being able to be present, whether you're doing that in meditation or where you try to be present in a conversation that you have with your loved one or anyone. Courage is exactly the same. So you may observe as you get better in learning to observe yourself, to observe where are your beliefs, where are your thoughts, where are your emotions leading you in the moment. In your experience of courage, in the experience of when you are facing situations or conversation with yourself or others that require courage, how do you know? It might be, for example, there is a situation, this could be a conversation, this could be a tangible situation. Example, it could be something to do with climate, it could be something to do health related or with a relationship that you're living. It could be something related to finances or job situation. If you feel that there is a part of yourself that might be challenged or triggered by lower emotions such as anxiety, uncertainty, fear, insecurity, then that could be an insight that courage is needed. So in other words, if you feel stuck or if you feel going downward, and there is that wish and there is that desire to go up, to being able to show up better for yourself in the situation, or just to overcome whatever obstacle might present, then courage is needed. Courage is going to breed that bridge that is going to enable you to rise all the way up to the higher state, where you can have more clarity, more peace within yourself, better ability to retain your skills and your focus to go through the situation. Courage may be needed to show up for a work presentation, or to hold up a good space and hold safe space and provide for your children. Courage may be needed for events that may apply to the present or that may unfold in the future. I know, I'm cryptic somehow, but I also know there is such a versatility, and courage is a concept that is really applied to everything. And as I was saying in the beginning, if you're accustomed to this channel, you know in painting and shaping the words, I can use all the colors from white to the colors in between to black, coming back to all the colors in between. Many people are getting collectively more and more satisfied that things make more sense with divine timing, whether that in the small daily facts in life, to bigger topics that affect all us in society and globally. It's undeniable, we need courage. And the greater the challenge, the more courage is needed. So the message for today is really to have an honest assessment with yourself. If you would have to give yourself a score, 0 to 10 being the maximum, what numbers would you give for the rating of the courage that you can find within? And maybe you can divide and observe and learn from yourself in different areas of life. For example, you may be courageous 9 when it comes to work and business, and you may be courageous maybe 4 when it comes to facing the things within the spiritual, or when it comes to relationship. Awareness is always the first step. So by dedicating time to create awareness and consciousness about your ability to evaluate where you're at, then you can also make a decision where in which areas can you take step by yourself, maybe in which areas you can have the support of a coach or people around you, or maybe a book, a podcast that can help you to improve your skills when it comes to courage, if we apply for today's video. Coming to today's conclusion, when in front of a situation that is causing up to shake a little, and we recognize that might be triggering anxiety and fear, we recognize that courage may be needed for us to go through and overcome for the better, then we can distinguish and discern two things. First, is the low vibration, is the anxiety or the fear a response of, I don't know, this situation is unfamiliar, or there is a solid reason? So once we have made a decision on that, and it may come immediately, it may take more time to reveal. Once we are satisfied that, okay, now actually this is really a situation that requires courage. In other way, it's not a situation that is safe, and where emotion are just coming up as a speculation of the mind or the emotion to protect us because it's uncertain or unfamiliar. It has been revealed, or we have come to peace that it's truly, genuinely a situation that requires us courage to go through. So there is really something that either is not healthy, is not true, requires us to brace and to become a little bit more courageous, to pack up our skill and our presence to go through and overcome for the better. Okay, beautiful. So then we really want to practice courage, as in the analogy of riding a bicycle we were making at the beginning of the video. So continue to stand. The more you practice knowing yourself, the more you practice the ability to stand guard at the door of your belief, your thought, your emotion, the energy field around you and within you. And the easier it's going to be with practice to show up courage, and then with consistency retain the courage throughout the situation. Courage is something that you want to develop within yourself, but we are in a community, even just globally, in a beautiful way to support one another. So with the people that you trust, it's always good to have conversation or to reach out for support. Again, this could come in way of people that you know face to face, online, podcast, books, even just reading something sometimes can be that the little nudge, the lifting you up for that extra step, for that extra courage that you need just to get to the next step. And then just remember, you don't have to figure out everything in the moment, but just focus, no matter how small or how big, just focus on getting to the next step. Continue to love yourself, continue to seek and reinforce the light within you, and allow courage to become stronger every day. Let's make a linkage to point number one. That was discernment. To the discernment, for example, to make a decision, to create the awareness, and then to distinguish what is right, what is wrong, what is true, what is not true. I appreciate very much the opportunity of shedding a light on something. So say, for example, there is a message and a person is trying to expose a message. You can consider the discernment of that in that totality or in part. For example, what do I mean? A person giving a message, your subconscious will be able to filter everything, but what you perceive with your own mind, you don't go into overload. Maybe broadly, you may have a broad sense of being aligned with the person and the message or not being aligned. As you become more able to discern, you may distinguish. Like if you have, and this is relevant to courage, we'll see why in a second. Can you recognize, maybe you resonate with the traits of the personality of that person, but something that this person is saying, you're not resonate with, or it's too much for you. It may be the other way around. You resonate with the topic, you're not too much keen, or you're not resonate too much about the person. So are you gonna allow any discord or any unmatching are you going to have the misalignment cause you to close the door on that message? Or will you still be able to be open-minded and still to listen, and later on take what you need, take the information that are helpful for you, and let go of the rest? Many people shut the door on the wall of the message and the person. Sometimes you never know when there is that one information that is going to be so crucial for you, that is going to be the key to unlock a new door as you're moving forward. I just feel this point is going to be relevant for some of you. So when we see and experience things and people sharing messages in the present and in the future, it might be helpful for us to train that muscle, to train that skill of making the distinguishment, of leaving space for the awareness. Okay, there may be multiple messages. Maybe this person is saying 10 things. I resonate with 7, 3 I don't resonate with. I'm still able to listen and appreciate to the 7. And then go ahead and elaborate for what is necessary, what is constructive for me. It could be this person on television, or this event that I'm witnessing in society, this research article that I'm reading. 80% of the information are truth. Am I able to discern the 20% that is not true? And what am I doing with that information? This may be very advanced for some of you, but this is also where I'm saying, listen to everything, and then all what makes sense for you today, let go of the rest. It's not a case, like it's very common sometimes. We grow up, we evolve, our level of awareness continues to evolve. So there are things that are supposed to make sense when we are ready. I was listening the other day to a video that I have downloaded 2 years ago. And now 2 years ago, listening to that video, I got out a good deal of information that was relevant for me at that time. I felt the intuition nudge to revisit that material. I was astonished at how many information were in that video that I was not ready to understand or digest 2 years ago. But instead I am now. So this could be with so many other topics or situation. It has been revealed in so many ways how everything is connected together. There is always a reason. There is always divine timing. More and more least of a case. As a matter of fact, often there is a lot of reason for things to be connected together. And one big breakthrough of this September 2024 is like everything is connected for a reason. And I used to think that that was just things in, for example, that you experience directly, like face to face, or things that you witness from people that you know. And instead I had the very tangible revelation that that actually can also be that word, that conversation, that book that arrives to you via online or via other people. So you never know when there is a message for you that is going to make sense at your time. Okay, less criticism and back to courage. Last final message, important for today, that I want to share is this. To prime your ability to make the discernment and apply discernment with courage. For example, let's say if there is a situation that you're unfamiliar with, because it's going to be so important for you when you make decision. If you're making decision on when to trust and when to be courageous, relationship, yourself, work situation, globally, with AI, with technology, with any other type of very advanced technology from any source, as you progress and practice discernment linked with courage, this is something that might be helpful to discern, which is, if you feel you push back, are you being pushed back because truly you have picked up or you have made a decision that something there is not to be trusted? Or is that your emotional, initial ego mind and emotion reaction to push back because the topic or the person is unfamiliar? This may make sense now or may make sense more later. This is where it's always important to go within the heart. And so you can use multiple ways and you can stack up multiple layers for you to make a decision. You can use the mind, you can use the senses, you can use the gut. It's always recommended, always go in the heart. If we just stay with the anatomy, if we just stay with the technology that we have within the body, the heart can generate a way more potent electromagnetic field like the one that the minds generate. And if you don't know too much about it, just refer to the work that Joe Dispenza has been putting together, or many other scientists by now. So we know the heart is a technology of itself. It's good to step up responses and guidance that you may have from the heart. Then, if you had a sense of feeling something is off, but that is just your initial response to the topic, it's unfamiliar, or there is a sense of discomfort, or I'm just not interested at the moment. That's good, that's within your right. You have always the right, you're always in control, you always have the power to determine and claim your boundaries to how much you want to welcome, how much you want to hear, how much you want to participate on, and where you're not interested, you don't want to be touched by the topic or the situation. This is within you. But if there is, for example, AI, or any other things that may happen, or things to do with how the climate is changing. Those are things that it is true that you have the right to put your boundary and say, I'm not interested, I don't want to be informed or touched by this in right now, but eventually at some point you're going to have to come to the realization that these sort of events may overtake in a way. It's good for us to find a way of how to include us in daily life. And this is where discernment, courage, and the other superhuman power come into play to serve us for the better. So when you make the decision, you're right. You're right to step in. You're right to be aware of what's going on and just be empowered to control, to set yourself, to ground yourself, and find and protect the space of peace and clarity within yourself, within your heart, within your soul, so that you're able to function and have a normal life, letting go of fear, letting go of anxiety, being able to show up with courage for yourself, for your family, for your community. As things might change, it's so important for you to be able to show up, apply discernment, stay courageous in front of any thought, belief, emotion, situation, internal or external within your community, external like broadly, globally, that may shake in your island of peace. And what was your reflection? What is your lesson on courage? What advices would you give? If you relate with the energy and the intention behind this channel, subscribe and leave comments. It means so much and it helps us support and create more content for the future. I hope this was helpful and thank you so much if you stayed till the end. Have a wonderful day and thank you for your contribution. See you in the next video.